Buying a home in Utah is one of the most exciting things you'll ever do. But I've watched some good people make some expensive mistakes, and most of them had no idea what they were walking into. Today, I'm giving you a step by step playbook I give every single one of my first time buyers before we ever look at a single house. This information alone could save you thousands of dollars. I'm Cashell Robinson, a local real estate agent here in Cedar City. I help families buy and sell homes in southern Utah. I post new videos every week covering the Utah real estate market, first time home buyer tips, and neighborhood guides. If you're planning to buy your first home in Utah, hit subscribe right now so you don't miss a thing. And if you want to start your search in this description below, let's get in. Step one, and I can't stress this enough, pull your credit before you do anything. Before you call a realtor, before you browse Zillow, before you do a single thing, go to annualcreditreport.com. This is a federal mandated free. You can pull your report from all three bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion without it affecting your score. Why does this matter so much? Because your credit determines your interest rate. And in today's market, the difference between a 620 credit score and a 740 credit score on a $350,000 home can be over $300 per month in your mortgage payment. Over 30 years, that's $100,000 extra out of your pocket. What on your report $100,000 difference. That's why we start here. In Utah, most loan programs require a minimum of 620. FHA loans can go as low as 580 with a 3.5% down, or even 500 if you can put 10% down. But I'll tell you right now, if your score is below 680, let's spend 3 to 6 months improving it before you buy. Savings are worth the wait. Get pre approved. And I want to be crystal clear, pre approved is not the same as pre qualified. Pre qualified is a conversation. A lender asks you a few questions, punches in some numbers, and gives you a ballpark figure. It means almost nothing. Pre-approval is where the lender actually verifies your income, your tax returns, and your banking statements, your credit. They hand you a letter that says this buyer is financially ready. In a competitive Utah market, sellers will take your offer serious. What documents do you need? Start gathering these now. Your last two W-2s or tax returns if you're self-employed. Your last 2 to 3 months of bank statements, recent pay stubs covering the last 30 days, your government issue ID, and documentation of other assets, retirement accounts, stocks, or anything like that. Tip. Shop your pre approval with at least two lenders. Rates and fees vary more than you think, and slightly lower rates can save you hundreds per month. Don't just go with whoever your family used 15 years ago. Three, and this is where it gets really interesting, especially for Utah buyers, because there is money available to you that most people have almost no idea about. Let me walk you through it. Housing Corporation, or UHC, is the state's housing authority. They have multiple programs designed specifically for first-time home buyers. The first home loan. If you're a first-time buyer or qualifying single parent or a eligible military veteran, you may qualify for a mortgage with a lower than market interest rate. That's not nothing. Even a 0.5% lower on your rate adds up to tens of thousands of dollars of saving over your loan. Then there's a home again loan, which is open to repeat buyers and first time buyers, especially those with lower incomes who don't qualify for the first home program. And if your credit is below standard threshold, the score loan gives buyers with limited or damaged credit a path to home ownership with flexible requirements. The one that really gets people's attention. The down payment assistant program through Utah Housing. Eligible buyers can receive up to $20,000 for their down payment and closing cost. $20,000, it's a potential of a free down payment on a home in Cedar City. To qualify, you generally need a credit score of 620 or better, and your monthly household income needs to be at or below 8,900 for most of Utah. There's also a Community Development Corporation of Utah, or CDC Utah, which offers down payment assistance as a deferred loan, meaning you often don't pay it back until you sell or refinance your home. These programs exist because Utah wants you to own a home. Take advantage of them. Your lender will have more information on all these programs. 4. Understanding your loan options. There are three loan types my first time homebuyers in Utah typically choose between, and picking the wrong one can cost you. FHA loans are backed by the federal government and are the most popular choice for first-time home buyers. You can put as little as 3.5% down with a credit of a 580 credit score. The downside, required to pay mortgage insurance premium or MIP for the life of the loan if you put less than 10% down. On a $350,000 home, that's roughly $150 to $200 per month tacked onto your payment that never goes away unless you refinance. Conventional loans require a minimum of 620 credit score and typically 3 to 5% down payment for a first-time home buyer. If you put at least 20% down, you skip the private mortgage insurance entirely. Even if you don't put 20% down, PMI on a conventional loan automatically cancels when you hit 20% equity. Unlike FHA, where you're stuck with it. If your credit is solid, 680 and above, conventional is often the smarter long-term play. VA loans are for eligible veterans, active duty service members, and surviving spouses. If you qualify, this is the best loan in the entire industry. Zero down payment, no mortgage insurance, competitive interest rates. If you or your spouse served, always explore your VA benefits first, always. Step 5. This is where I see most first time homebuyers surprised. The hidden cost of buying a home. Most people think they need their down payment and that's it. Wrong. There are several other expenses that will hit you before or at closing. First, closing costs. These typically range between 2 and 5% of the home purchase price. On $350,000 home, that's $7,000 to $16,500 on top of your down payment. Closing costs include lender fees, title insurance, attorney fees, escrow fees, recording fees, prepaid items like homeowners insurance, and prepaid interest. Second, the home inspection. In Utah, I always recommend a full home inspection. Regardless of how new or perfect your home looks, inspectors typically run between 400 to 600 depending on the size of the home. If the inspector recommends specialty inspections like a sewer scope, radon testing, or structural evaluation, budget another 200 to 400. Appraisal. Your lender will require an appraisal to confirm the home is worth what you're paying. Budget $300 to $800 for this. You pay it up front and you don't get it back, even if your deal falls through. Fourth, and this one is the one that gets people: moving costs, utility deposits, and immediate repairs. Brand new homeowners often forget that buying a home is just the beginning. Budget at least $2,000 to $5,000 for unexpected expenses in the first 90 days. New locks, a minor repair, the inspector flagged. Step 6, the affordability reality check. A lender will tell you the maximum amount they'll loan you. That's not what you should spend. There's a difference between what the bank will give you and what you can comfortably afford. The standard rule of thumb is that your total household payment, mortgage, property taxes, insurance, and any HOA fees should not exceed 28% of your gross monthly income. So if you're bringing in $6,000 a month before taxes, your ideal max house payment should be around $1,680. Run these numbers before you set a search price. Or choose a realtor. And yes, I'm a realtor, so hear me out. What you want in a buyer's agent is someone who knows the specific market you're buying. A realtor who specializes in Salt Lake City is not automatically qualified to advertise you in Cedar City. Our market is dynamic. Our HOA landscape, our new construction deals, our school zones, it's all different. Find someone hyper local, someone who does this every week in the exact zip code you're targeting. Step 8, making an offer. Utah's market right now is constantly changing. In some price ranges and areas, homes are moving fast and seeing multiple offers. In others, you have negotiating power. Here's what you need to know going into the offer. First, make it clean. A clean offer means no unnecessary contingent. Slow the deal down. Sellers love pre-approved buyers with a reasonable timeline. Second, your earnest money deposit shows you're serious. In our market, 1% of the purchase price is standard. So on a $325,000 home, budget about $3,250 as your good faith deposit. This goes toward the purchase price at closing. Third, don't skip inspection contingencies just to win a bidding war. I've seen buyers waive inspections to look competitive only to discover a $15,000 foundation problem after closing. Protect yourself. Negotiate from the inspection results, but always get one. Buying your first home is one of the biggest financial decisions of your life, and you deserve to go into it fully informed. If this video helped you understand the process, please hit the subscribe button and share it with anyone you know who's thinking about buying in Utah. Every week I put out new videos covering the Cedar City and Southern Utah market. And if you're ready to take the next step, whether it's figuring out what programs you qualify for, getting connected to a trusted lender, or just understanding what homes look like in your budget right now, reach out to me directly. My number and email are right below this video. I personally respond to every message. I'm Cashell Robinson, and I'll see you in the next one.